like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the Denver Broncos behind their new signal caller, Case Keenum, as they take on Josh Rosen and the Arizona Cardinals. With that, let's get out to the desert. Standing by in Glendale, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. A moment ago, this Arizona crowd was on its feet. The defensive starters, led by perennial All-Pro Patrick Peterson, were introduced. Now they've got a tough one on their hands as they'll square off with the Denver Broncos. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. It'll be Case Keenum leading the charge, making his first start in a Bronco uniform here in this one.
At the 2018 draft, when the Broncos number came up at 5, plenty of chatter that they might take a quarterback right there. Remember, Josh Allen was still on the board. Josh Rosen was still on the board. But the Broncos made a commitment to Case Keenum in free agency, and they're living up to it. Did not take a quarterback in that slot. Going to ride with their new number 4, Case Keenum.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide. It doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Keenum to throw on 2nd down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. And the 11 defensive starters for Arizona.
Linebacker Hassan Reddick has to be eager for 2018. Gets a chance to hit the reset button a little bit. Played inside and outside linebacker in 2017. Expect him to be unleashed in a variety of roles under this new Cardinals staff, led by a defensive-minded head coach.
From the 50, it's Keenum. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Here's Royce Freeman, the first carry for the rookie. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. He's got it, the tight end, Jeff Hireman. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. But he's got it.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Freeman. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
They'll run here with Freeman. And the tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Lindsey, the undrafted free agent, had a great college career at Colorado, but what he did to start this season and the way he came out of the gate, really impressive.
And sometimes guys just fit NFL teams where maybe you didn't see it coming. Because Phil Lindsey, as you mentioned, had an excellent college career at Colorado, but different question marks from different teams about size. Can he do this? Can he do that? The answer is he can do just about everything, and especially his ability to get out into open space out in the backfield and create big plays downfield. That's working quite well for him in the early going. As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight, because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is T.J. Logan to return it. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. We get a glance at Josh Rosen, the rookie quarterback from UCLA, drafted 10th overall. He'll be the man under center.
When you think of some of the most successful quarterbacks in Arizona Cardinals history, you think of guys like Carson Palmer, Kurt Warner, Jake Plummer. But none of them began their career with the Cardinals. They would like to have their own homegrown guy. Could Josh Rosen be that guy? They drafted him number 10 in 2018. They're looking forward to watching him develop.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
A big welcome back carry for David Johnson, who almost missed all of last year. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Johnson. He takes this for 3 to the 29. And let's look now at the offensive starters for the Cardinals.
And running back David Johnson was awfully popular in fantasy drafts in 2017, coming off of a year where he had 20 touchdowns, but had just 11 carries last season before a wrist injury shelved him for the season. Look for him to bounce back in a huge way in 2018.
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He's got a man, it's Williams. Williams loses the football. The Broncos say they have it, they do.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Back deep, Adam Jones. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Denver Broncos sitting at 2-4 right now. They're going to take over the possession here again on offense, but the 23-20 loss against Los Angeles, it's now a 4-game losing streak. Is there a hot seat right now for Vance Joseph?
Unfortunately, I'd have to say yes, and the reason being they had a really rough year his first year as the head coach in Denver, and there's a lot of speculation about whether he would even get a second year. Got the vote of confidence from ownership and management, came back for year 2. But here's the problem. He's a former defensive coordinator. Defense is his forte. His team is now the first in NFL history to allow 200-plus yard rushers in back-to-back weeks. 219 to Isaiah Crowell of the Jets. That was on the road in Week 5. And then this past week against Todd Gurley at home with 208. And coming up, they're at Arizona. David Johnson licking his chops, wanting to get right. And then they play at Kansas City, who has Kareem Hunt, who led the league in rushing last year. That defense has to get better and in a hurry.
Well, the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Yeah, that was the safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. On play action, it's Keenum. Now he's going to send this one deep. He's got a man, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And give him a gain of 37.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Keenum throwing on 2nd. And he'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down.
You got him. You got him. You got him.
Keenum now already over 100 yards passing in just this 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10. Keenum now to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Keenum. And that's complete to the tight end, Hireman. And a loose football. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Got his man, it's Thomas. Touchdown, Denver. Demaryius Thomas from 19 yards away. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
This has to be great for the psyche of this offense. Presented with bad field position, they didn't let it stop them. They rolled downfield and scored a touchdown.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. Now McManus on to kick this one off. With it on the return is Logan. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Yeah, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Set, blue, 90.
3rd and long here for Rosen. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Derek Wolfe with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty, because the corner route, it's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Keenum now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Keenum. And that's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. On 2nd and 10, Keenum. And that is incomplete here. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Some back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Keenum. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. He got 29 yards that time.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping, and drag it to make sure he gets it done.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Keenum now on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Keenum again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Now whistles as time has run out on this first quarter. It's the Broncos with the early lead. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Off the play fake, Keenum. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Getting set to go again. We get a peek at Larry Fitzgerald as he heads back out there now. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson, and he's going to get this one down to the 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Off the play fake, here's Rosen. This is intercepted. Picked off by Adam Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. With that incompletion, let's discuss all the overtime games that we've had so far in the NFL. We've had 9 of them, at least 1 each week. Now, week 6, it was Miami and the Bears with the Dolphins getting the win.
Yeah, and you know something? That's an NFL record. Because that record was set week 5, an overtime game each of the first 5 weeks of the season. Now we're adding to the record, and I wouldn't doubt at all that we would get to 7 weeks and maybe beyond. It's been a very competitive NFL season.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in this first half alone, as he's got a 1st down on that last catch. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
He's going to float this one deep right side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. And they'll run it here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, here's Keenum. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
The Broncos send out their punter now. Christian Kirk deep to return it. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. Here comes Josh Rosen and the Cardinals offense back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that if they have to punt the ball, they've done so with that first run.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On 2nd down, Rosen. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And now it's Rosen looking. And he's got Fitzgerald. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Set. 3-19.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Rosen will throw. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the pickup there and also a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
While there is no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
To throw is Rosen, and his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
From the gun, it's Rosen. He's got his man. It's Williams. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, here we go.
They want to go to the air again with Rosen. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that drive is going pretty darn well. 3 previous times converted on 3rd down. But on that one, the defense rose up and said enough of that.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
A little more room here on 2nd and 6 from the 6. They'll fake the give. Now Keenum. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it a second down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Throwing is Keenum. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Dayon Buchanan able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you get a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now,
or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
The Broncos send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now.
Here we go. 3-19.
They try the left side with Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
3-19.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Completes it to Fitzgerald. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it with Johnson. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go. 3-19.
Out of the gun. Here's Josh Rosen. Going for the deep ball. They've got his man complete. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Here's the rookie from Fordham. It's Chase Edmonds. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. More from the desert after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Rosen. And that is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's Andy Lee now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Trots back onto the field, and we take an in-depth look at Royce Freeman. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back near his goal line. Here's Keenum. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. On 1st and 10, Keenum. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, switching gears for a second, a neat moment before Pittsburgh's game last week. Everybody knows James Conner and how he dealt with cancer. 10-year-old in the crowd, Charles, had a sign that he was holding, and this kid is also dealing with cancer. James Conner went over to him, met him, gave him a word of encouragement, and signed some things for him. That was really nice. Really cool, isn't it? Because James Conner understands what that young man's going through. I believe his name is Levi. Got his attention. They're kindred spirits. And James Conner also showed him by his play and being back out there, beat this, overcome it, and go out and live your life the way you want to live it. And he's living it in a big way in the NFL right now, having a terrific season. And over 100 yards again this past week. Yeah, what a great story and crucial catch month in the NFL. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. Keenum. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, switching gears for a second, let's talk about all the offense that's been going on around the league. Yes, please. Let's do it. We've had 3 games where each team has scored 40 points. That didn't happen all of last year. And the most recent example, Week 6, that incredible 43-40 Pats win over the Chiefs. A lot of people talk about when you make rules changes or you emphasize certain things that you have unintended consequences. Let's not kid ourselves. This was the intended consequence. Open up offenses, more scoring. We're seeing that, and we're seeing it, and fans are loving it. Defensive coordinators are hating it, but fans are loving it. And how about Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, that New England-Kansas City game? Big throw for big throw, touchdown for touchdown, and Brady guides them to a field goal to win it in the end. Yeah, the elder statesman, because Patrick Mahomes was just 5 years old when Tom Brady threw his first touchdown pass in the NFL. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On first down, Keenum. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Chandler Jones in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Jones had 4 years in New England, now in his 3rd with the Cardinals.
And he's really gotten acclimated in the desert, hasn't he? 11 sacks in his first season with the team in 2016. 17 last year, which led the NFL. And how about his last 5 years? 58 sacks, the most in the NFL.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. A shotgun snap for Keenum. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. I think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick 6 really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Here's Phil Dawson now for the point after. Dawson tacks on the point after, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. With it on the return is Logan. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Set. 3-19.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Again, it's Johnson. And an alley to run. With 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
3-19.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Got a man, it's the rookie Christian Kirk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here we go. 3-19.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Andy Lee now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Keenum now on first down. Sanders has it over the middle. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, Keenum. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
I feel for some of these guys nowadays because it is so tough to be able to run with these tight ends. Their speed, their elusiveness, especially when they run across the field. Because you're not just running with him, you're trying to run through some traffic as well.
Keenum now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Keenum. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Off play action. Keenum. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On first down, Keenum. And that's complete to Sanders. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing again is Keenum. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Keenum now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone, it's Keenum. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Again, it's Keenum. And he completed 7 straight passes before that one, as it falls incomplete and puts a halt to that streak.
Got to give credit to both defenses because they've been able to keep the points down. And despite that incompletion, I like the way he's playing. He's putting up decent numbers. What he has to do, find a way to make that sound read and hit that one home run before this one's over.
On 3rd down, that's Lindsey. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll look to run with Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, Keenum. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
McManus now for the extra point. McManus's point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. Now McManus on to kick this one off. With it on the return is Logan. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. Now Rosen on 1st down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
3rd and long here for Rosen. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Cardinals. 52 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Now let's go. 3-19.
2nd and 10. It's Rosen again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Let's go. 3-19.
Off the play fake. Here's Rosen. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
And there's another sack for Bradley Chubb, and that's exactly why they drafted him. But don't discount his ability to play the run. This is a big, strong young man who understands offensive schemes, how they try to block, and he'll stand stout against the running game as well as continuing to get after the passer.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Demaryius Thomas gets set to go again on offense. Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Throwing on 3rd down, Keenan. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Chandler Jones in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Last time out they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
3-19! 3-19!
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker.
Now let's go!
Here's Johnson. And down he'll go at the 25. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here we go now. 3-19!
They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. Domatov Peko, the one to get him down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. That is incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go! Green, 39! Green!
Play action here with Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Here's Andy Lee now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2. Alert for anything out there. Watching for trouble on the road. And making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking deep for Demarius. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play. Keenum to Thomas. 56 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They go play action here on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Demarius Thomas, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Keenum. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all set. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Throwing now is Keenum. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. A shotgun snap for Keenum. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Broncos will extend their lead.
1st and goal. Forget running the football. Forget establishing anything. Just put it in the end zone with the pass for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's the definition of catching the defense off guard there. They weren't expecting that.
And that totally goes against type, doesn't it? When you think 1st and goal from the 1, you're thinking running play.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, here's Rosen. And Gresham's got it over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
I know retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. This one complete to Gresham. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
3-19.
Again, it's Rosen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Set. Blue landing.
They want to go to the air again with Rosen. Pass incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Pass.
2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he'll go down at the 28. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green.
Rosen to throw again. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And Dawson's kick is good. And that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still got to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Now after the made field goal, here's Dawson back out now to send this one away on the kickoff. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you've got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. Keenum. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. Freeman again. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Robert Kimdichie, the one to bring him down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Here's Keenum, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Keenum. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Keenum. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Now Rosen on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green, 39.
On 2nd down, Rosen to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Set. Green, 39. Green.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Let's go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 37-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 19.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throw right side, complete to Williams. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Go, 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 everybody.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
false start offense.
They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Here's Rosen to throw, and it's caught. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Jermaine Gresham, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. So it goes for a rookie quarterback. He had the INT earlier in this first half, but he bounces back with a touchdown pass.
And you have to like the mental acumen, the toughness, the fortitude of him, because oftentimes for a rookie, you throw an interception early, you're taken right out of the game, or mentally you check out a little bit. Give him a lot of credit for bouncing back.
Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. On 3rd down, that's Freeman, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action, a timeout here defensively. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And McManus able to put it through, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And our focus now moves on to Larry Fitzgerald. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. A huge play there for Arizona. And even 40 yards. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And Nelson's got it here right side. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Rosen, and they're going to get him. They bring him down to sack back at the 16-yard line. Von Miller in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Dawson able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To his knee goes Keenum, and that should be the ball game. And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long and sign off from the desert.